An article from Zillow, which has been reposted by Yahoo Finance, Fortune, Axios. You Google search it and it pops up as the answer at the top. It says, if you purchase a home right now based on where interest rates are, potentially 8%, if you have to sell your home within the first 16 years, you will lose money on your investment. Is this true? Spoiler alert, they're leaving out a super important variable, which completely changes the math. I'll show you. Axios website, they give a list of the costs to buy and sell that your appreciation has to overcome in order to achieve the break even. Let's get into it. They're essentially saying that because interest is at 8% and you're paying over $30,000 in interest every year, based on their example, that's too much cost for the appreciation to keep up with. And it'll take 16 years for you to overcome that. So there are some fixed costs that they list, and you see these are some pretty big numbers. So we do have a lot of cost to overcome. So I've summarized the totals down here. You'll see the cost is going up each year. Why? Because you pay interest every year throughout the life of the loan. Every single payment you make includes interest. Now, looking at this information here, can you spot what they're leaving out? If you don't own a home, are you living somewhere for free or are you paying rent? See, they've isolated the purchase of a home from the reality of how we live our life, which is we have to live somewhere unless you live in a box on the street. So we need to include the rent cost in the equation. And when we do that, the break even on your investment is,
wait for it, wait for it,
Wait for it.
wait for it, wait for it.
5 years. I'm also assuming that the rent cost is fixed. As everyone knows, your rent cost may not be fixed. It could go up each year, which is going to scooch the break even sooner. In summation, if you can find a place to live for free, then the break even on the cost to purchase a home with 8% interest is about 13 to 16 years. But if you pay rent like the rest of us, then the break even on your cost is 5 years if we're being simplistic about the math. Is Zillow lying or just being misleading? You decide. I haven't even talked about the other perks for home ownership. I'm not a CPA, I'm not a tax attorney, so I don't give tax advice. But there are tax benefits from owning a home that we can include in the calculation. And when we do that, the break even is closer to 3 years. Not to mention, you don't have a landlord, so you can paint your house purple if you want. You start building generational wealth, cash in on appreciation, as opposed to paying someone else's mortgage. You can get kicked out of your own home, your rent goes up, and you lose out, most importantly, on appreciation and generational wealth through equity building. Well, that's all I got, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll share links to the articles that I mentioned in the description. And if you want a copy of my spreadsheet and my numbers that I shared in the slides, just comment, DM me your email. My social information is also down below. And please subscribe.